Kitsuro Kodoshi Barikune Kitsumi Domina Taite Hikushui Owake no Kara. Uh-oh, I forgot the chorus. Iti Taku Barudai Saku Dwina Bera Kitsuro Kodoshi Domina Taite Hikushui Owake no Kara. Back to fan fiction.
Back to fan fiction.
There's another weeaboo here for you.
It had come to no surprise to Sakura that the men of Team 7 wanted to go for a drink after the latest mission. It had also not come as any surprise to her when a few drinks later, she had found herself at Kakashi Sensei's apartment, arms wrapped around his neck while he nibbled at her neck.
We have to stop doing this!
He breathed against her neck.
Eventually Naruto's going to notice.
Does it really matter? Sakura muttered, tilting her chin and catching Kakashi's lips with her own and relishing in the feeling of how soft they were. All the lights had been extinguished upon entry, and though this had been their third encounter, Sakura has still not been allowed to look upon Kakashi's face.
Not tonight!
He grunted, as if reading her mind.
Because I want to try something. If you allow it, I promise no more masks and dark rooms. Promise? She sighed, and with a gentle hand on her cheek, he repeated, Promise!
Without hesitation, Kakashi pressed himself up against her, his mouth hot and wet as she let her eyes slip closed. Their clothes came off quickly, and with a quick squeal, Kakashi had her on the bed, looming over her. Sakura could hear him take off his forehead protector. The usual sound, it clanking to the ground, didn't come, and before she could ask this, she could feel the cloth being brought up to her eyes.
Seriously! Bear with me, Sakura! I promise you'll enjoy it!
With the makeshift blindfold in place, Kakashi brought his attention to Sakura's neck, where he once more began to nip and lick at her flesh. Already, Sakura could feel that pleasurable warmth that balled itself below the belly button. Letting out a small noise of contentment, she rolled her hips up against him, relishing in the friction between them. Kakashi's breathing shuddered, and as he began to trail kisses down her collarbone, he slid his hands down the lengths of her arms before bringing them up over her head. In incredible speed, Kakashi had tied something around both wrists. He was tying her up.
You pervert!
She yelped, realizing the intentions he had all along.
Don't be shocked!
He muttered, before pressing his lips to hers, silencing all other qualms. Despite her original reaction, a thrill tingle ran through her body as being tied up, and she'd be lying if she said she wasn't turned on. Kakashi's kisses became languid and soft, his tongue slowly dancing with her own, capturing her upper lip before slowly taking her in. A moan escaped Sakura's mouth. Kakashi's fingers sliding down her sides made her pant for more. Moving himself lower, Sakura sucked in a breath as he began to lick and tease at one of her nipples. Large, lazy circles were drawn with his tongue, his rough hands massaging. That says messaging. You're stupid. Both breasts with skill. The warmth in Sakura's stomach traveled lower, and a ticklish delight spread throughout her core. Kakashi's mouth attended to the other breast, while one of his hands reached down, sliding a bit teasingly against her already moistened folds.
Sensei!
She moaned, earning a satisfied grunt from Kakashi. His mouth left her breasts, and his hand slid away from her entrance just in time to be replaced by his mouth. Hot breath teased her sensitive gait, and as his tongue began to play with her clit, Sakura couldn't help but try to claw at something. The rope around her wrist constricted, and the quick burn made a shock of pleasure run through her body. Sakura arched her back, begging for more as Kakashi expertly sucked and toyed with her sex. His tongue began to flicker at Sakura's clit as she felt 2 fingers fingers ease inside her, moving in quick succession.
Rude.
I need you, she gasped, unable to contain herself any longer. Kakashi complied, moving his fingers and placing a quick kiss on Sakura's mouth. Kakashi's link slid inside Sakura with ease. And with a long and body-shuddering moan from them both, Kakashi began to set a deep rhythm inside Sakura.
Oh, Sakura!
Her crooned into her neck. His breath coming fast and short, his hips grinding into her.
I'm protecting Cheyenne's dreams.
With each thrust. In reply, Sakura tightened her muscles around Kakashi's member and began thrusting her hips in time with his own. In one great flurry, the head of ecstasy surfaces, and as Sakura moans and calls out Kakashi's name, he slows down his thrust, allowing Sakura to ride out her orgasm for as long as possible. Sakura's thighs quake and stars appear as her breath hitches, her toes curling and back arching to meet one last pump from Kakashi makes her fall back against the mattress high on pleasure. With Sakura's needs fulfilled, Kakashi flips Sakura onto her knees, her head bent low to the sheets, arms outstretched, her hips presenting her lower half to Kakashi. Taking 2 handfuls of Sakura's lavish behind, Kakashi slams himself into her sex, hard and fast, as a series of curses and praises escape Sakura's mouth and her muscles tighten in another fit of pleasure. Kakashi releases, allowing a few more twitch pumps inside of Sakura before finishing completely and collapsing on top of her. The pair lay in silence for a few moments, allowing themselves to revel in the last echoes of passion, before rolling towards one another, because this story got really boring, embracing, tracing tired kisses wherever their tired lips could reach. Kakashi released Sakura from all restraints and flipped on the light by his bed, revealing a devilish grin.
You're too much.
She groaned, letting herself treasure every unseen feature of her old sensei.
What can I say? I'm an old pervert.
He shrugged, allowing himself to slide back into Sakura's arms.
I hope I didn't disappoint.
You never do, she giggled, chasing his mouth with a shaking finger. When can we do that again?